kind of why you hate VA loans so much, and also what your best advice is to me?
Hate might be a strong term, but number one, the VA loans are more expensive with
Nope,
fees
nope,
and interest rate than
not
any
true.
of the big three, FHA, VA, or conventional.
Nope.
Number
Okay.
two, VA loans, the reason most people gravitate towards a VA loan is you can get as you know, you can get a house with nothing down,
Yeah, and that's
which
kind of
means
what
you're
was
too
drawing me
dadgum
to it.
broke to buy a house.
No.
Okay.
When you
Yeah,
buy a
I can
house
get
with
that
no
description
money,
then.
a house is not a blessing.
Okay.
And so
Okay. So
because the air conditioner is going to go out next week.
All right. So, Dave Ramsey, thanks for all your mortgage wisdom. The guy is a multimillionaire. It's not because he's been real successful in originating VA loans. I can tell you that. Because the things he just said, the VA loan is most expensive of the big three, both in interest rate and fees. That's completely inaccurate. I'm going to show you the real numbers. Okay, so this is Optimal Blue. This is the pricing, what we call a pricing engine that mortgage lenders use. I looked it up, and approximately 68, nearly 70% of the top 500 mortgage companies in the United States use Optimal Blue to generate their interest rate sheets. So Optimal Blue has a lot of data. They know what interest rates actually are. We're going to look at it and see. We can see here, this is the conventional interest rate over the last 6 months, right? Now, Dave Ramsey, and here I'll go ahead and click on the FHA. Now you can see the FHA is a lower interest rate than the conventional. Dave Ramsey says that the VA interest rate is higher than is the highest of the three. That is conventional, FHA, and VA. So let's click on it and see what it shows us. No, Dave Ramsey is absolutely incorrect. Over the last 6 months, the VA loan has been the cheapest of the three. In fact, I can look back over 2 years and I can see it's almost always the cheapest of the three. Okay, let's go back to 6 months and we'll look at yesterday. You can see that the interest rates yesterday were about 6.25 for conform or conventional conforming. FHA was 6 and VA 5.9. So there's this first point. Interest rates are not higher on a VA loan. We can see that. All right, let's look at the actual expenses because he also said the fees and all that, the VA charges are the most expensive of the three. So what I've done here is I've created 4 different scenarios: 0 down, 5% down, 10% down, 20% down. Blue is conventional, orange is FHA, green is VA. Well, with 0 down, the VA is your only option, right? Let's look at 5% down. If you have a VA loan, your total expense over 4 years, 48 months, is over $94,000. That is total interest plus your VA funding fee of $5,700. Total interest over 4 years plus your VA funding fee. FHA, total interest over 4 years, plus your mortgage insurance you have to pay every month for 4 years, plus the upfront mortgage insurance premium that you have to add to your loan of $66. So you can see the FHA is the most expensive of the three. The conventional is your interest over 4 years plus your mortgage insurance that you pay every month for 4 years. You can see the VA doesn't have that, but you can see in all of these scenarios, well, at least in these two, the VA is the cheapest of the three scenarios. That's all costs over 4 years. You can do any month period that you want, 60 months. You can see we're still cheaper on the VA. The only scenario where it might start coming into a difference is if you have a full 20% down. In that case, maybe. So I've got to disagree with you, Dave. Okay. Thirdly, he said if you use a VA loan, it's because you've got no money. You buy a house with a VA loan, and a week later, your HVAC goes out. That's what Dave Ramsey predicts. Well, okay, so let's go Dave Ramsey route and let's wait until we have a 20% down payment. While we're saving, we're paying off our landlord's mortgage for him or her. That's brilliant. Let's see. The house we ultimately want to buy is going up in value every year. So we're incurring that expense because the house is going to be more expensive. But let's say that eventually we get our 20% saved up. We go buy a house the Dave Ramsey route with a 20% down payment. Guess what? A week later, the HVAC is still going to break. And guess what? You can't get your 20% and use it to pay for new HVAC. The point is not how much you put down or don't put down. The point is that you've got to have some money in reserve to handle expenses like that, or you got to finance them or something. Don't vilify the VA home loan. That's just crazy. If you want to hear real information about the VA home loan, join me on the first Tuesday of every month as I do a free webinar at noon. I've been doing this for several months. There's some information about me. I'll put the link in the description. There's some pictures of me, and then and there's another picture of me doing it. Here are the dates coming up: April, May, and June. You can click on any of these to register, and we also like to thank our partners who have helped make this possible. So those are the real numbers. Dave, I don't know why you dislike the VA home loan so much. I love it. It's the best loan going. Let me know if I can help you.